Hello and welcome. Welcome to another beautiful day in Shanghai. I'm making this video just to answer some of the frequently asked questions here on the channel. One typical question we get very frequently is, I want to start a company in China, in some city here, and my business activities are going to be, import and export of XYZ products. I want to buy, export from China, or I want to bring some products into China. And then at the same time, I will be offering, let's say, travel packages across China. Then on top of that, I want to offer business consultancy to my clients globally. And then on top of that, we have one client here. He's saying, I want to be able to sell used and new vehicles, EV, like electronic vehicles from China. You see, 4 different types of business activities. Yeah, they might sound kind of potential opportunities for business owners, but to be honest with you, from business perspective, it's not really recommended to mix all of these activities. There are some activities you can mix, to be honest, that's fine. Nobody, cares about that much. But if there are too many business activities and they're not really linked with each other, it's not recommended. Why? Because first of all, at the time of tax filings, first quarter, second quarter, that might not be a problem. Accountant can file, for taxes, but then later on, it's going to create a lot of mess, because you have income from different types of businesses, and then tax office is not going to like it. They're going to start conducting audit into your company. This is something you don't want, not only in China, but in any country. Start mixing all these activities, let's say in the US, under your one LLC, for example, and see the result after a few years or few tax filings. So the similar situation here. Now, what business activities you can mix, and in the long run you can keep mixing? Usually, trading company can offer business consultancy activities as well. These two, we have done it as well under Shanghai Silk Road, our trading company. We offered business consultancy under this trading company for some time, before JRN Firm was established. JRN Firm was actually, our first company, but it was registered in the US, just to give you a little bit perspective. It was in the US. We operated under US company for a very long time. We had office here in Shanghai under the US company. But then we decided, we want to register the company itself in Shanghai, and then in Hong Kong. So we separated business activities, under different companies now. So Shanghai Silk Road now purely focused on trading, and then JRN Firm only legal and accounting and financial services. So you can do the same thing. It's pretty normal here in China. Why? Because trading company in China can engage in business consultancy, while business consulting company cannot engage in trading. That is the reason why many of our clients actually, they go with a trading company to just be able to cover business consultancy when there is an opportunity, when there is a demand, for such services. So these two activities you can mix and match. But food and beverage, import and export, and then let's say business consultancy, cannot match, cannot mix. Or let's say travel activities, and then import and export, no, cannot match, cannot mix. Why? Because tourism company is a standalone separate company in China. Under common laws, the jurisdictions, yes, I know that most of the time you can have one LLC, you don't need a special license. But in China, it's not like that. In China, if you want to set up a travel company, tourism company, you need to obtain special license. That's just like the name suggests, it's a travel company. So in China, there's a special license for it. So the name of the company actually will say it's a tourism company limited. So therefore it's not recommended to mix it with your import and export company or business consultancy company. Another activity, selling cars, used or new cars, electronic vehicles, like electric vehicles, that everybody uses. So this is a special license company, and this one is not easy to get because China issues this kind of license only to companies with a lot of funding, first of all, a lot of financial ability. So of course our company JR & Firm is able to obtain such license for you if you want to export Chinese made cars, but that's a different process. All right, we have to apply for it, and then we have to obtain it. It takes around 2-3 months. So this type of company cannot be mixed with tourism. As we mentioned, tourism is a separate entity. Just to mention, actually, tourism company requirements, as of now we are speaking, you need to hire minimum 5 employees in China, and then you need to inject, actually paid up capital is $300,000. You have to put it in the company's account, and then you will be able to obtain this tourism license, and you will be able to offer tours across China, outside of China, etc. That's up to you. So you can see in China the legislation is slightly different from common law countries. Most of the time you need a special license, and yet theoretically speaking you can have one trading company and then apply for different special licenses, even like EV vehicle import export or tourism license, etc., etc. But then again, the problem is going to occur at the time of tax filings. Okay, first few quarters maybe no problem, but then later on I can kind of guarantee you will have issues with the tax office. They're going to start questioning you. Why are you mixing all of that? Because it's a mess here. This is from tourism, this is from vehicle exports, this is from medical equipment, and this is from business consultancy. What a mess. Because even from business perspective, these are the basics of business, like business 101. Okay, it's not recommended. You go through the business books, like really basic entrepreneurship books, nowhere it's recommended. None of the famous authors even recommend you mix all these activities under one LLC. You can have one holding company if you want to really have one like big company, and then it will operate in different directions. The structure for that is not one limited company or LLC. The structure will be one holding company under which you can have separate entities. They are separate LLCs, or in Chinese perspective, they are separate company limited, co-Ltd. One holding company, and then tourism co-Ltd. The restaurant management company. You can have a tourism we mentioned. You can have like medical equipment. You can have let's say EV export company, a business consultancy company. All these are separate entities under one holding company. That is the standard, international standard that everybody uses. Most of the famous companies, most of the famous entrepreneurs, this is how they operate. You can register one trademark, you can register one logo, okay, let's say, and ABC limited, for example, or without limited, like ABC, that is your logo, for example. And then under this you can register a lot of entities. Okay, of course that logo first of all will be owned by your holding company. Holding company can be in China, holding company can be in Hong Kong. Okay, most of the holding companies, if you're doing business in China, are registered in Hong Kong. So you register in Hong Kong, one holding company. Use that holding company as the owner of multiple company limited in China, and let them operate under this Hong Kong entity. That is the international commonly used structure, okay, if you want to have one ownership. So that's the one, suggestion to you guys from somebody, who is offering these services and who's been doing it actually in China for many years. We have several companies here in different directions. I mentioned we have a logistic company, we have a trading company, and we have this legal and accounting financial services company, JRN firm. And this is how you do it. Please do not mix it. Just to summarize, it's not going to look good. It's not going to make it easy for you. In fact, actually, when you are applying for visa under this China company, which has all these directions, business activities mixed together, the immigration is not going to like it either, because just like the tax office, they want to have a very clear picture. When you go for interview, if you don't come from developed countries, I'm sorry, you will have to go through interview for the visa process. When you go to the immigration officer is going to ask you a very simple question. What are you going to do? And if you start saying, oh, I'm a tourism company, I will export cars, oh, I'm going to export medical products, I will do business consultancy, the immigration say, you're not very serious, you're not mature, okay? Most likely you will have a refusal for your visa. Most likely. I've seen such cases where officer asks a very simple question. The applicant cannot even answer straightforward. Okay? The applicant doesn't have a straightforward answer. And officers, they're not business people. They want simple, straightforward, to the point question and to the point answer, sorry. So that's another point to consider, guys. Summarize. You won't have one ownership in many directions. Register a holding company in Hong Kong. Contact us, we're going to give you an offer under which we can set up multiple limited companies in China for different directions for you. Contact us, we're going to give you a proposal to you, okay? So recently we started advertising company registration only under $800. We get a lot of questions. Yes, in fact, it is actually $800 or less. We can register your company. But then there are different types of companies. $800 that we are offering, it's like for trading company and business consultancy company. But most people, when we say them, your intended business activity requires a special license, they say, oh, it's very expensive. Of course it is expensive sometimes. Like setting up this EV car vehicle export company, it's a special license you need to obtain. And medical license in China, category 2 medical license. After the pandemic, if you are not aware, after the pandemic, China made it very, very difficult to obtain medical license, medical product license, medical equipment to be specific. Now, we're not talking about the medications here. I'm talking about like dental equipment or x-ray equipment, etc. So in order to be able to export such products, we're not talking about import now. Importing is another process, because in some of the cases, import and export automatically provided to you under like general business license. For products which do not require special license, you can get one import and export license. For example, let's say bottles, importing bottles, that's fine because it's not a special product. But for medical products, we can obtain export license, but import license, it's pretty tough. You can contact us. We're going to speak to the company registrar, licensing department here, but importing is a separate thing for medical license, okay? I mean, medical products. So that's not cheap, okay? That's a lengthy process. Requirements are a lot. I'm not going to name them here because there are a lot of requirements, and then the process will take a long time as well. Of course, the cost is high. So when we tell all these inquirers that, yeah, it's not just $800 company, it's a proper company there, they get scared. Please understand, okay, what you're asking. Also, sometimes we get approached people asking us about manufacturing. I want to set up import and export company, but then I want to be able to manufacture. No, no, no. Just like in many countries. Take, for example, Dubai. You can register FTZ trading company. For example, most of the inquirers, they come from India, Pakistan, and they have the Dubai company. So that's why I'm giving Dubai perspective. In Dubai, for example, you can have a trading company, but if you want to do manufacturing, you need to go ahead and obtain manufacturing license. Same here, same concept. In China, you can have a trading company, import-export company, or business consultancy company, or just EV car export company, for example, or logistic company. But if you want to do manufacturing license is required. For such license in China, you need to provide thorough business plan. In Chinese, we have to give it to the local authority to assess it, basically. And then you need, the first step will be to come here, purchase a premises, or you need to rent premises for your manufacturing. Then my manufacturing company will be registered in that premises. Another question we get really frequently is from somebody, like, it's the same person, keeps sending us emails, and then we keep asking him, please purchase a consultation, because these kind of questions, we need to analyze your situation. We need to respond to you via Zoom call. In fact, actually, we responded to him many times. But the question is, as a foreigner, can I do manufacturing in China of XYZ products? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. In China, there's no restriction to manufacture XYZ products, whatever products you're talking about. Even medications, you can do manufacturing. If you have enough financial resources, of course. Manufacturing is not restricted here. As I mentioned many times, like sometimes people ask, oh, can you give me some government resource so I can check? No, it doesn't work like that. In here, the government is not going to, or it doesn't actually, in general, they don't announce on the one website saying, oh, this you can do, this you can't do. It doesn't exist. How we get the information? We work with the local governments here. We approach them on a daily basis with questions, because the inquirers, because the clients, they keep us. This is how we obtain information. So manufacturing, generally speaking, it's not restricted, but it directly linked to the financial resources, financial ability of the investor. You want to manufacture some EV cars, you can do so. Take an example of Tesla. Tesla came into the Chinese market so many years ago now. They are manufacturing cars, for God's sake. It's not restricted. There is an example, pure good example. There are so many joint ventures for the cars as well. Some of the Chinese car brands, EV brands, they are joint ventures. You can go ahead and check. There's like a Swedish company, a lot of like, before even Tesla, let me bring this, Mercedes-Benz, for example, Skoda, or whatever, Suzuki here in front of me, there is Suzuki, manufactured in China. Do you think they are owned by Chinese 100%? No, they are, most of them, they are joint ventures. So if you're asking us like same questions as a foreigner, do I have the right to manufacture? The answer is yes. Billion, trillion% yes. Please understand that. But obtaining license, obtaining a permit is linked to your financial ability. You don't have nothing to show, you don't have anything to prove from financial perspective. Of course, you cannot obtain any license here. Simple as that. You want to do the same thing in Dubai, same thing. You want to go just obtain manufacturing license and then get your financial reason? No, I don't think you will be able to do that. Nobody's going to allow you to do that. You need premises. You need to purchase or rent premises first. You need to provide your business plan, because the government in most of the jurisdictions, most of the countries, government, what they're going to check is actually the manufacturing you will be doing. Is it going to release some toxic waste, or is it going to affect the environment? This is one of the elements they check on your business plan. And like financial, not financial, the forecast of the business plan, basically, like in the long term, 4, 5, 6, 10 years, how is it going to affect the environment? And then at the same time, how is it going to, affect the local economy from financial perspective? These are the things they're going to check, guys. So you need to prepare that. All right, a lot of, questions answered here. I tried my best, to be honest. If you have any specific questions, just like we mentioned, contact us through the email, book a call with me, my team. We're going to assess your situation and answer to you specifically, coming from your specific situation. JRN firm, legal and financial services and accounting services provider in China. We have office in Shanghai, not 1, 2 offices, but then unfortunately I'm not in the office all the time. Right now I'm about to actually travel to Hong Kong, after that in Singapore. So I'm always on the go. And if you want to meet with me or talk to me, talk to my team, please book a call, okay? Make an appointment. Or welcome to send us an email. I'll be glad to answer to your questions and make a proposal for your company formation in China, liquidation, special licenses, opening your offshore, onshore accounts here, both personal and corporate. We're able to open your personal accounts here as well, both personal and both onshore and offshore accounts here. So many other related services like dispute resolution, for example. If somebody taken advantage of you in China, like some factory cheated you, we can help you resolve the situation, sue the factory, and most of the time win, okay? Get your money back. So thanks for watching. Share the video with your friends and partners. I'll see you in the next one.